We're always hearing that the future is all about more automation, more robots, right? Well, today we're going to unpack a really powerful story from Tesla that teaches a different and honestly a way more interesting lesson. Just let that sink in for a second. In our constant push for more tech, more efficiency, could we actually be going too far? Now, this isn't just some philosophical question. It's the exact wall that Tesla smashed headfirst into when it tried to build the factory of the future.
Okay, so the vision, it was incredible. I mean, picture this, a gigantic factory, humming along, but not with thousands of people. No, it's an army of super smart robots, all run by advanced AI. A production line that's supposed to be faster, cheaper, and more perfect than anything humanity has ever built. This was Tesla's big dream for making the Model 3.
And it all seemed to make perfect sense, right? The goals were basically the holy grail of modern manufacturing. Build things faster, make them cheaper, and make every single one identical. On paper, technology was the obvious answer.
Yeah, about that dream, it pretty quickly turned into a production nightmare. Instead of a smooth, high-speed operation, the factory floor just became a mess of delays and frustration. Those efficiency gains they were banking on, they never showed up. Actually, things got worse. So here's where it all went wrong. See, robots are amazing at doing the same simple thing over and over again, but they totally fumbled when it came to the more complicated, delicate tasks. The whole system was so brittle that one tiny little problem, a sensor acting up, a part not lining up just right, could bring the entire assembly line to a grinding halt. Instead of a superhighway, they had built one giant traffic jam. So you're probably thinking the tech just wasn't good enough yet. But that's the twist. The problem wasn't automation itself. The real issue is something a lot more subtle and, frankly, a lot more important for all of us to understand.
And here it is. The key concept is what we call over-automation. This is what happens when you try to make a robot do a job that fundamentally needs a human touch. I'm not talking about artistry, I'm talking about our amazing ability to just figure things out, to adapt and improvise when things don't go exactly as planned. You can't really program that.
Once they realized this, everything changed. The solution wasn't to throw even more robots or fancier AI at the problem. Nope. The solution, believe it or not, was to bring people back into the mix.
This right here is the big aha moment. Machines are champs at repetition and precision. They never get tired, they never get bored, but we humans, we are masters of adaptation and improvisation. We make decisions on the fly, and Tesla learned the hard way that you don't replace one with the other. You need a partnership between the two.
And get this wasn't just some new policy they wrote up. They literally had to go in, pull some of the robots off the line, and set up new workstations staffed by actual people just to clear the very bottlenecks the robots had created. It was a huge, humbling dose of reality.
This whole mess forced a massive change in thinking at the highest levels. It stopped being just a factory problem and became a huge lesson in strategy. The takeaway? Your amazing technological vision can't get disconnected from what's actually possible on the ground in the real world.
I love this quote because it just nails it. A strategy that's all about what technology could do without being grounded in the messy reality of how things actually get done, well, that's just a recipe for failure. You've got to keep your feet on the ground.
So what's the takeaway for the rest of us? Well, this whole experience gives us a much smarter way to think about automation. Not just in car factories, but, everywhere.
These 4 rules are basically the wisdom Tesla earned the hard way. First, you have to be smart about what you automate. Some things are just better left to people. Second, never, ever forget the value of human judgment. It's the secret sauce that keeps complex stuff from falling apart. Third, being super efficient is great, but if you have zero flexibility, you're going to break at the first sign of trouble. And finally, the ultimate test for any tech is dead simple. Does it actually help in the real world? And that really brings us to the big conclusion here. The goal isn't a fully automated world where humans are obsolete. Not at all. The real future, the one that works, is all about finding that intelligent balance, that perfect team up between the speed of machines and the brilliant ingenuity of people. So, as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Think about your own job or your team, or even just a project you're working on. Where are you maybe pushing for technology's sake? And where could you step back and find a smarter, more effective, and maybe more human balance?